Morning, my paint pouring friends. Okay, let's do something just totally off the wall here. We have a fairly large tile, I don't know, maybe 10 inches. So let's do a modified bloom pour and let's see if I can actually do something that I want to modify, because the last few pours I've done, I didn't want to modify them. So it's hard to call it a modified bloom pour if you don't modify. But sometimes they're just pretty left alone, so knowing when to walk away is also good. Knowing when to buy a new torch is even better, and I need to buy one. So here we go. I have a whole bunch of funky weird colors. I'm quite fond of weird colors, you guys. So this is kind of a dusty rose color. I don't know what it was when it started. It was something I mixed up on my own, trying to come up with something. I just don't know what something was. So we're going to start with that dusty rose. This is kind of an orangey apricot color. Again, this was another one that I made with the pigments that I bought. And you know, over the last couple of days, they started as one thing, and then as my pots run out, I add little dribs and drabs of this, that, and the other thing, and before long, they're not what they started as, and you don't know what they ever were. So this is a pearl, a little bit thick, so we're going to just thin it down. Pearl with, I think, by the looks of it, it has a little bit of interference violet in it. It has a bit of a pink shimmer. I'm not going to get too particular. We're going to go with dark yellow, right smack in the middle. I don't know if yellow and that dusty rose is going to be complementary, but you never know. Sometimes the oddest colors together are the prettiest. Let's add some contrast. And let's do it, you guys. Let's put lime in this. My favorite color. Not a color I would ever wear, but definitely a color I like in paint. And we're going to top it all off with a little bit of this mustardy gold. Again, I'm not going to get too fancy. And just for no other reason than we can, this is a little bit of Artist Loft Flow Acrylic and Deco Art White Satin Enamel. And let's just plop some in the middle. I like the way it sells. It makes these weird, kind of funky cells. Sometimes they're like 2 or 3 toned. They sort of split apart. Sometimes it just washes it out. So let's hope for the best. Dabble white right in the middle. And we're going to go with black cell mix on top of this. And I'm going to add a little more green, but I'm going to add a darker green. Again, actually this is probably an Artist Loft green. It's quite pretty. I think it's called Hooker's green, actually. Okay, you guys, here we go. Again, you have to ignore the top of my head. And we wait a couple minutes. We're going to let that center pop up. I can't torch it. I'll try my torch again. It's definitely hit and miss. Works like 1 out of every 10 times, you guys. Oh, there we go. Number 10. Okay. Let's move some of these things. And I'm just going to blow this out a little bit farther. See if we can get some of that little kind of black blob to go away. Maybe not. We might just have to run with it. It's got some pretty colors. Okay, you guys, let's do this. Let's modify our bloom. I'm trying to pick sort of areas that are nice focal points. This is quite pretty, the way the cells are, and I like this. It's very soft. But, okay, let's just do this. Let's just walk on the wild side and go for it. Using the fat end of my kebab stick this time. It's actually a party skewer that I got at the dollar store. Just because this piece is bigger, so it'd be nice to have a wider spread lines. The finer the lines, they don't spread as much. The thicker the tool, the thicker the line, the finer the line. You know, common sense. It's nice to have spaces between. I don't really like this, so I just don't know what to do with it. Maybe we'll just stretch it and see what happens. Okay, here we are, you guys. Here we go. Side to side right now, we're not going to worry about anything other than spreading our paint around. Trying to get it from all sides. I'll stretch this one slow. I'm going to try to hang on to some of these pieces that I think are pretty. And I like negative space, so sirens going out. Never a good sign. Never a good sign when sirens are going. Okay, guys, let's take this off the corners, off the edges. There's one. Two. Turn it right around. I'm going to try to get rid of this weird thing that kind of looks a little bit phallic. So let's just get rid of that. That's the last thing we need. This has definitely got some fun things going on in this piece, you guys. See, sometimes the weirdest colors that you think are going to be just horrible turn into the nicest things. You have to just walk on the wild side, guys. Choose colors you wouldn't normally blend together. I don't want to lose that, but I'm going to have to because I have way too much paint. Okay, let's modify our bloom a little bit more, I think. This might be another piece I don't want to mess with, you guys. I don't like this. I haven't liked it since the beginning, so I am going to try to get rid of that. I still have enough paint that I can do it. Okay, that's better. Oh, that's a bit better. Now let's modify this bloom. I might do something with just my crazy pink and leave the orange out next time. I like the orange in this, but I love this pinky mauve color. Okay, let's do this. You know what, guys? I don't know what to do. I'm stuck again. All right, let's just do it. We're not going to put a lot of details in this. So that's where I am so far, right there. You know what? I'm trying to sort of dial myself back in and realize sometimes less is more. Sometimes I get a little bit crazy with the modifying, and then I kick myself afterwards because there was an inner voice that said, don't screw with that, just leave it alone. And I do it anyway. And then, like I said, I could beat myself with a stick because I've ruined it or it's not as pretty as it was. So let's try to exercise some restraint. But let's do something in here because this is kind of a boring. So same thing. I'm not wiping, you guys. Normally I always tell you to wipe, but to get these added little details, I want you to leave your paint on and find contrasting colors. Drag it across, you know, white across dark, dark across light. And then you wind up with these pretty little detailed pieces. I think they're pretty anyway. I actually think this whole piece is quite pretty. This other side of my stick just makes these funky little, kind of like a chain almost. I like that look too. Let's just leave it alone, you guys. You know what? I'm walking away. I am walking away. I'm going to bring you guys down and have a look. I'm going to thank everybody very much for coming and painting with me this morning. And I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to try to stay on this side of this. Okay, excuse the glare, you guys. My overhead kitchen light. Look at that. Look at all these beautiful things. Just see, there's me in the shadow. All right, guys, you guys are awesome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for playing. Thanks for having me. You guys stay safe, pour happy, and have fun. Thanks for now. Bye.